Hello everyone. So today we'll be solving this LeetCode medium problem, K-diff pairs in an array. So the problem states that we are given an array of integer nums and an integer k, and now we need to return the number of unique K-diff pairs in the array. And what is the definition of this K-diff pair? Is suppose we pick two unique indexes, then the absolute difference of the value at those indexes should be equals to k. Right? So suppose if k is 2 here, then if we put means pick these values, so we know that absolute of 3 minus 1 will be 2. So hence this will be a valid pair. Now we need to like return the number of unique pairs. So if we have a pair 3 1 and we found a new pair of 1 3, then this will be the same only, right? And we also find a new pair, means this 3 3 1 1, it was occurring multiple times. So once we have used this pair, we will not be considering this pair or this pair or this pair, because we need to return the number of unique K-diff pairs only. Alright, so like let's analyze the given input. So we are given the values. So one pair that we identified was 1, 3. Okay, and another pair where we can see with difference 2 is 3, 5. And no other pair exists, hence the output here was 2 only. Let's see another input. So we have 1 2 3 4 5. We have k equals to 1, so we can have 1 2, then 2 3, then 3 4, and 4 5. So these are the valid pairs for this output, this input, and hence the output here is 4. Let's see another input. So here we have k equals to 0, so the only pair that will exist will be 1, 1, hence the output here is 1. So like let's analyze the condition first. So we are given that nums of I minus nums of j should be equals to k, and here the absolute difference is there. So that means like either nums of I can be less than nums of j, or nums of I can be greater than nums of j. So here if you like try to operate on this absolute, then we'll need to make different cases, right? When nums of I is less than nums of j, and another case will be nums of I is greater than nums of j. So like let's try to first simplify this formula. So how can we simplify it? Let's try to turn it into something such that only one of the conditions is satisfied. So what if like we sort the given array? Will it like alter something? No, because we just need to find the pairs, means element pairs. We do not need to deal with indexes, right? So hence we can simply sort the given array. So now once we have sorted the given array, so it will become 1 1 3 4 5. Now what condition we need to satisfy? We just need to satisfy nums of j minus nums of I equals to k. Okay, and here I is less than j. So now we have like modified this absolute after sorting to this simple formula. Okay, now once we have sorted the array, how can we like approach this problem? So we know like we only need to return the unique K-diff pairs. So what if we consider this one? Okay, so in a brute force manner, what we'll do, we'll consider this one and iterate through the remaining array. So this one will not satisfy, this 3 will satisfy. So as soon as we get a number which will satisfy, we'll break from the loop, right? Because we just need to find for nums of I, we just need to find an element nums of j minus k on the right. Okay, so as soon as we get this number, we will simply break from the loop. So then again we will consider this one. No, we will not be considering this one, because we need to return the unique pairs only, and we have already accounted this one before. Since if we encounter again the same number, then we will be skipping this iteration, so that we do not count this 1, 3 twice. Okay, so hence one observation is, if we have like duplicates a and so on, so when we will only operate on the first a and we'll be skipping rest of the a's, right? So that we do not account duplicate pairs. Alright, now let's consider this 3. So for this 3 we'll need to find this element nums of I is equals to, so nums of j will be nums of I plus k. So it means 2 plus 3, which will be 5. So hence we have a 5 on the right. So we'll simply return this. Now for 4 we need a 6 on the right, but we do not have any 6 on the right, hence no pair will be found. Hence total we will be able to find 2 pairs. So what we will do in the brute force code? In the brute force code we will first sort the array. So we need to sort the array. Once we sort the array, what we'll do, we need to iterate, means account through all possible pairs, right? So suppose initially the pairs count is 0, which will denote as the number of K-diff pairs which exist in the array. Now we start for I from 0 to n minus 1, and first we need to check, like if we have this condition, like we are at I equals to 1, then if this value is equals to the previous element's value, then that means we do not need to process this value, right? So if I is greater than 0 and then nums of I is the same as nums of I minus 1, then the nums of I minus 1 would already have calculated the result, means the pairs existing. So we'll simply skip this iteration, we will continue, right? Now else we'll iterate for j. So we'll start j from I plus 1 till n minus 1. Now what do we need to see? We need to find the element such that if nums of j minus nums of I is equals to k, we'll increase pairs count. As well as we'll simply break from this loop. Why break? Because if we had 1, 3, 3 and k was 2, so if for this one we founded this 3, then we'll not keep on looking for another 3's, right? Because then we'll find duplicate pairs. Hence, as soon as we find a pair, we'll be exiting from the loop. Okay, so this is what we'll do, and in the end we'll simply return the number of pairs. So this will be the brute force approach of the order of n square. Let's see the proper code as well here. So what we did? We first sorted the given array. Okay, then we started the loop for the left part. If the current value was equals to the previous value, then we skip the current iteration and then start for j and see the condition. As soon as we satisfy, we'll increase pairs count and simply break from for this iteration, and finally return the number of pairs. So as we can see, the constraints were of the order of 1e4. So this may go up to 1e8 in the worst case if the test cases are strong. So let's try to submit this code here and see whether it gives TLE or not. So as you can see, since the test cases were weak, this means approach gets accepted, but if we will analyze the complexity, it will be of the order of n square only, right? So since the test cases were weak, it gets accepted, but as you can see, it performs very slow, it beats only 10% of the solution. So hence we know we need to, means the approach here has n log n plus n square complexity. So we need to get rid of this n square and only deal in n log n or n. Okay, so now how do we optimize this approach? So we know sorting the array is important, so that we only need to deal with a single formula. Hence we'll definitely be sorting it. Hence n log n approach will be there. Now after sorting, how do we optimize the approach? Here, instead of this n square, we need to develop some approach such that we are able to solve in n or n log n or n root n, whatever. Okay, so let's see the given example. 1 1 3 4 5. So we had 1 1 3 4 5, and we need to satisfy nums of j minus nums of I equals to k. Okay, so what we are doing initially, we are for each I, we are checking for all the j's on the right, and only one j will satisfy. One j we needed to find, right? So since we are only finding a single j, then what if we can try using 2 pointers only? Since for a single I, only one answer of we need to find. So what if we try to use 2 pointers approach of putting the ith index at means at the start initially and jth index here. Why at here? Because if we try put j here, then we will not be able to like, so for this I will need to move this j backwards, and suppose this j has reached here on now. So what if like some pairs are skipped from this section, right? So we'll move means start both the pointers from the start, so that we process each pairs which may exist for each I. Okay, so how will this logic work? Because we know that nums of j will be nums of I plus k. So hence for a given I, this nums of I value will be increasing only on going to the right, right? So hence this nums of j will lie far on the right only, right? So if we are able to find this pair for I minus 1, then for I this j will lie further only, further. So if for I minus 1 this j was lying at this position, then for I either this j will be greater than, means it will lie further only, further from this point. Okay, so this is the logic. Like you can see this formula, that since the array is increasing, j for further indexes of I values will be lying on the farther right part only. Okay, so what we'll do, we had 1 1 3 4 5, we put I variable here and j variable here. Now what are the conditions which can possible? Okay, we have the value. So suppose we will have three possibilities. What do we do? So either nums of j minus nums of I will be less than k, right? So if this is less than k, then what do we need to do? The current difference that we have is lesser than k, but we need to increase the difference to k. Hence we need to move this j value forward so that the overall difference increases. So what we'll do, we'll increase j in this case. Okay, another case will be nums of j minus nums of I is greater than k. Okay, that means suppose this was the case. Okay, so in this case nums of j minus nums of I is greater than k, hence we need to reduce the difference to bring it towards k. So hence what we'll do, we'll increase I. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll increase I, and if like nums of j minus nums of I is equals to k, in that case like we have got a pair, so we'll increase the pairs count by 1. And now what do we need to do? We need to see, like we need to like skip further i's which will be equals to previous values, just what we do it in the brute force approach as well. We'll follow the same because we need to only count the unique pairs. So once we have find out a pair, we'll move I till the next values are equals to the current value. Okay, so we'll keep moving I till this, and when the I will have suppose reached this point, so the j should point to the next, means the next index to I, right? So what we'll do, once we have find out the answer for a single value, we'll need to means skip these duplicates and move I to some new value here, so that we can find new pairs for this I. And for this pair, for this element, the number of pairs will be lying on the right only, since we update j with I plus 1. Okay, so j will be pointing here on now. So in this case what we will do, we'll move I till duplicates, right? And hence in the end make j as I plus 1. And in this case you might wonder, like suppose we had nums of j minus nums of I greater than k. So we had 1 7, okay, 1 7 9, this was the array, and k was 2. So I was here initially and j was here initially. So we see like nums of j minus nums of I is greater than k. So hence we increase I. Now I and j will point to the same position, right? So this means I and j must be different indices to count it as a valid pair, right? Because it is explicitly mentioned that I should not be equals to j. Okay, so we cannot pick the same element twice. So what we'll do in this case, if in this condition, if like I becomes equals to j, in that scenario we need to move the j forward as well. So we'll be doing this also. So these are the three conditions that we need to follow. If the difference was lesser, we need to increase the difference, hence we move the j pointer. If the difference was greater, then we need to reduce the difference, hence we move I. And if like I overlaps with j, we need to move j one step forward. And if the pairs were equal, we increase the pairs count and we'll move I till we have got rid of all the duplicates, and then update j simply. So this will be the two pointers approach that we'll be using here, and this will run in like big of n plus n. In the worst case, this j will reach to the end and I will reach to the n minus 1. So and we'll do this till the right index means the right index is valid. So while j is less than. Alright. So I hope the approach is clear, and why we sorted it initially is also clear. To like the first step we did was to simplify this formula. Once we are able to simplify the formula, then we tried writing the brute force code, and brute force code like told us like how we need to get rid of the duplicates. And when we used this getting rid of duplicates in the two pointers approach as well, and we used the sorting, means we took help of the sorted part to like if we have the difference less, we can increase the j pointer, and since it is sorted, it will only increase the difference, right? And if it is already together, so since it is sorted, moving I forward will only decrease the difference. So that's why we sorted it, and yes, sorting it made our task very simpler. So let's see the code. So what we did, we initially sorted the nums part. Now I will be pointing to the 0th index and j to the first index. We'll do the same. If nums of j minus nums of I is less than k, then the difference is less, so we need to move j. Else, if nums of j minus nums of I greater than k, so we will move I. Okay. And what if this I and j will point to the same position? So we'll I equals to j, will move j one step ahead. Alright. And else, if it is equal, we will increase pairs count. And if we had means 1 1 1 here, and initially I was here, so we need to move I till this nums of I is equals to this value. Alright, so we'll move I till this, and in the end, if I has reached here, so j must point to the next value, so that we account the pairs on the right, and hence finally return the number of pairs. So this will be the optimized approach for this problem, or this will be n log n plus n, hence the overall complexity will be n log n. Let's try to submit it as well. Okay, so this is the code. Let's try to submit it and see, initially it beat only 10% of the solution, and now it runs in 0ms and beats 100% of the solution because n is till 1e4 only, so n log n will be very small. So I hope you were able to follow the logics that we did, how we simplified this complex formula by sorting it, and then we utilized the sorted array to use two pointers. And yeah, basically once we have sorted an array, you should have got an idea of using two pointers, because in many problems if the array is given as sorted, then to optimize from n squared to big of n, either we'll be using something of the order of something binary search because the array is sorted, or we'll be using two pointers. So there are only two possibilities for these kind of problems. So I hope you will be able to utilize it to solve similar problems, and if you have any doubts remaining, feel free to comment down and I will be happy to help. Thank you for watching.